for the sake of this, I'm going to do it. Ready? Hi, my name is Joan Poh. I'm a national rower, and today I'm here to read a series of assumptions about me. Pretty excited, because I don't know what to expect, but I think that's the fun of this, right? I'm supposed to read, right? Or I'm supposed to sing. Row, row, row your boat. Keep rowing and your dreams will come true. Joan Poh has never regretted all the sacrifices and money she has spent to pursue her dream as a pro athlete. This Row 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 Your Boat song does comes up a lot, like every time I talk about what I'm doing. But then I'm very, very afraid that they actually am imagining dragonboat or kayaking, which is very different. You know, it's an Olympic sport. It's ROWING, Google it. Because I never coined what I've done as a form of sacrifice. During the period that I actually am on no pay leave, I was actually eligible for this scheme called the Specs Glow grant for loss of wages. It covers my daily expenses, you know, from food to travel to bills, and then the small contribution I make to my family. Those are really a lot of ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So Joan Poh has dropped and damaged her phone too many times in the water during her trainings. No way, this just happened recently. Not too many times, but one time too many. I was trying to film my own training. It was not for vanity, you know, I want to see how good or how my muscle flex. No, it was really a technical session. I managed to put up a setup. It worked for four times, okay? So the fifth time, and then my oar hit the camera, which is my phone, a few times, and then I thought, okay, it's still there, it's fine. Then I went on and suddenly I saw this thing that looks like a leaf. And that's actually the float that I tied to my phone. So without it, it became quite unsettling. Learn to give up on your... Learn to give up on your dreams. It's part of growing up, sweetie. I like that this person is trying to be sweet. I think everyone has to have some sort of a dream. For a long time, I must say, I struggle with the word passion because almost every time I tell someone this is what I'm doing, they just brush it off as, this is not your passion, right? Your hobby, right? As I journeyed on, I realized that sports is an avenue to practice certain values that we believe. For example, some values can be excellence. So for me, if one day I retire from competitive rowing, I could still row recreationally. You know, I could still share and I could still teach. Advice to people who are worried to pursue their dreams. Just try. Because sometimes we try and then we find something that we like. Sometimes it's also finding what you don't like, what you absolutely hate. So when you get those information, those feedback, then it helps you narrow down. Joan Poh is like the athletic Hannah Montana leading a double life. What is Hannah Montana? I thought Hakuna Matata leh. Hakuna Matata! I'm a nurse at Tan Tock Seng Hospital, and I'm also an athlete. My day is quite jam-packed. I would train in the morning, then I'll go to work, and then I'll train again in the evening. I think a lot of us lead a double life. The focus that I carry with me when I do nursing and rowing makes me quite the same person, because I often like to focus on the task at hand. I think that kind of helped me also to get through my day and make what seemed very daunting or impossible to achieve a lot more achievable. Joan Poh is a late bloomer to the sport. Of course, she has no more stamina. True, not true? I know, unlike a lot of the sport, we don't have varying distance. It's all 2,000 meters raced across different boat classes. I'm definitely a late bloomer. I didn't get to do sports earlier on in life. I only started to dabble in sport when I was 18. I do feel that everything was stacked against me, not having done sport or being groomed from young. I've been trying to find out is even if despite all this, would I still stand a chance at getting to the Olympics? What kept me also going was this idea that if I don't try, I'll never find out. Different sports have different timeline. Being in the right sport can also help you stay in it for longer. Her arms must be so strong that she can split an apple with her bare hands. This one orangutan meh? I want to say, contrary to popular belief, I want to tell you, that wasn't very important. No? Rowing is largely a lower body dominant sport. So it's 60% driven by the leg, 30% we swing over with our body, and then it's just like 10%. But for the sake of this, I'm gonna do it. Ready? A real one, right? I wish I can show you something I can do with my legs. Respect to Joan Poh, rowing is very much an individual sport. Your success depends on you and you alone. Rowing is not actually an individual sport. It just happened that I'm in an individual event. There are so many people that have like helped me along the way. I worked with the nutritionist and the sports psychologist quite closely, and this was something that I had going on in the last 2 years at least. The physio that I see like from Sports Institute, it operates at the hour that I actually am working. She actually has to stay back and work beyond her hours. So thank you so much for all the time that you have to stay back and to see me. And these are like sometimes the unsung heroes. Rowing is such an obscure sport. It's hard to learn about it. What more find talents like Joan Poh? Maybe type in learn to row. Like that will bring you to a page where the association has a program that teaches people who has like zero background to pick up the sport. So the more people sign up, the more people learn about rowing, and it's like like sprouting. I think that would be a good start. To be an athlete, you can't be a sport princess who blames everyone and anyone when things get tough. There was a time I blamed people, blame things. As you learn, as you also grow up and also take in all that experience, I'm learning to control what I can control. I was working towards this goal, right, to get to the Olympics and compete and represent Singapore. That was my dream. I eat, live, breathe working towards this, and then once after the Olympics, then for me, I noticed this lull. When I stopped and looked around, I saw this group of girls who is now learning to row and working towards representing Singapore as well. That really helped me stay grounded and like readjust quite quickly. And now we are all working towards the Southeast Asian Games. You only realize the beauty of it on hindsight. Oh! I want some more leh. I like to read these, it's so interesting. Like it taps on other people's mind. Thank you for watching this episode. Please like, subscribe and comment down below if you find my phone at Pandan Reservoir. If not, come to Pandan Reservoir, learn to row and find me. Bye!